Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and today on the show I have Connie and Donna. Connie and Donna are from SOYA, which stands for
Save Our Young Adults Against Drug Abuse.
Save Our Young Adults. Connie Rayner Elliott, otherwise known as Mama Bear, here in the community. You have been advocating for solutions to the opioid crisis for how many years now, Connie?
Over 7 years.
7 years. You have lived experience. You have personal. It's very close to your heart.
Yes.
Fortunately, in your family, there are success stories.
Yes.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Donna, do you have any personal stories as well that bring you to SOYA?
Yes. Unfortunately, my husband passed away of an overdose 11 years ago.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
I became involved in narcotics and opioids because I was depressed, I had anxiety, I was lonely, I had a lot of self-loathing issues and stuff.
Absolutely.
Your husband's scenario, was it something that happened through an addiction that came through medical reasons, or was it a personal thing as well?
It was a personal thing as well.
It was, eh?
It was, and he had been clean for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
See, now that's something that happens sometimes, isn't it? People get clean and they forget.
Yeah.
They think they can go back and use the same way they did when they left off, and your body can't tolerate it anymore, and it ends up in an overdose, right?
Exactly.
So I'm really sorry about your loss. That's terrible,
thank
but it's
you.
an amazing thing that you're doing to in his memory.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell me a little bit about what SOYA does between the two of you? Just share with me what the organization does. It's very grassroots.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Who started this whole thing? You, Connie?
Yes.
You started SOYA.
I was, we were losing kids.
Yeah.
We were losing kids, and I was getting tired of these poor kids wearing their school uniforms to people's funerals. And one night I was at my laptop and I was like, is anybody else out there? Mothers Against Drunk Drivers started with one person.
Right,
Okay,
that's true.
And I was just, is there anybody else out there? And I started SOYA. I went to bed, and not even 6 hours later, there was over 100 people that actually joined SOYA, and I'm like, we got a major crisis.
And that was 7 years ago.
That was over 7 years ago. Yeah.
And how did you get involved? Did you know Connie beforehand, or did you?
No, I didn't. Okay. I met Connie through actually one of my friends. My daughter's friends died of an overdose, and he happened to be one of Connie's foster children.
Oh.
So that's how I met Connie.
Yeah.
So you just sort of took this on your shoulders. You were going around visiting people who were suffering from addictions. You would go to the hospital to visit them when they were there. You would take people to the hospital. You would drive people to appointments.
She takes people to treatment.
You take people to treatment.
She gets them to treatment.
You've spent, I don't even want to know how much of you and your husband's money, the two of you, well, I mean, I shouldn't say you and your husband's money. That's a terrible way to put it. Your family's money, your own, you've invested
Actually, it's mine and my husband's money. He doesn't even want to know.
But because that's what it takes. I mean, you're so frustrated. You're so frustrated that you've just dipped into your own pocket to try to stop this.
And that's the thing. I've seen my friend go through this, and I said to her, you can't do this anymore. So that's why we are incorporating. We're becoming a nonprofit. And I'm in the process of doing that now. And we are going to be able to raise money to do this, because this lady
can't do it.
She's a saint. I know.
But you still look great, though. I don't know how you pull it off. I mean, you look the same as when I met you 7 years ago.
Do you remember that?
I remember we were in Oklahoma Public Health, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We sat down over a coffee one day, you and I was just like, you're an amazing woman.
She is.
Right back at
she
you.
is. And we need to help her do this.
Okay. And we know that we've also got Lisa Damiani. From O'Sullivan Funeral Home.
She's amazing.
Incredible.
Her and her husband are amazing.
Mark?
Yes. Like, they've helped out so much.
Because like you said, tired of burying.
Young adults. Burying, and it's, when I started SOYA, it was when Oxy was out, and then, I can't change the name now. It's like Teen Challenge, right? Okay, but we help out everybody. Everybody. Doesn't matter of your age. I mean, if they're underage, so the youngest one I helped out was 14. Of course, I need consent. Okay, the oldest one I helped out was 68.
Whoa.
Like, I mean, it's an addiction, it's an illness, it's horrible, and we advocate for them. Like, I spend, I don't know how much more time at the hospital or in the courts, because things happen, and they need help.
See, and that's something else that I get so tired of, people who don't understand the nature of, I don't want to get tired. I want to educate people who don't understand the nature of addiction.
Right.
That, once again, this is a disease that takes over people say you make a choice to become. You don't make a choice to become an addict.
No.
You might make a choice, but addiction isn't a choice. Addiction is a lack of choice.
That's right.
Exactly.
Would you not say so?
That's right. And you know what I always tell people? You know, people say, well, it's a choice, it's not a choice. You know what I tell them? Your opinion doesn't matter. People are dying. Like, that's the bottom line.
That's a good way
We don't need to fight about it. Let's do something about it.
Just before we came to air, so we all know that this just happened. This was only within a month. Within the last month, we had those 4 deaths in like a matter of a week.
And then we had an additional 4.
And we have the police scanner here, so I'm hearing 7:20 in the morning. There's a call to this address on Pym Street. The next morning, there's a call to a different address on Pym Street.
Yeah,
there's bad batches out there, and now it's fentanyl. Is that what's happening? It's a lot of fentanyl.
Well, it's fentanyl. That's
being laced
because it gets cross-contaminated, and people actually know they're dealing this crap. They actually know.
Yeah,
like. It's
everything's weighed on the same scales. They use the same baggies, and everything gets cross-contaminated. So you get your little bits of fentanyl and everything. And the sad thing is, not only the chronic users are being affected, your recreational users are being affected, and your first-time users, your experimenters. It's affecting everybody. Not everybody that's died of an overdose was a chronic abuser.
And the bottom line also is drug dealers don't care.
Yeah, they're not your friends.
They're not your friends.
I get that all the time. I trust them.
You put a post out recently that I loved. It was said the drugs aren't your friends. Your family's at home. What is it? Say that again. Your family's at home. Come waiting for you. Come home or something like that, or
the drugs aren't your friends. Your family is. Please go home.
Please come. Yeah, your family's waiting for you. Come home. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what SOYA's up to now. I mean, you're looking for.
I'm going for nonprofit status.
Yes.
We're having regular meetings now. We had our first meeting last month, and we passed out recipe cards to see what people thought.
Yeah.
And people in the city are terrified, and it's time we do something. So we're in the midst of planning different ways to advocate.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe a rally. We're going to have the Family Matters.
Family Matters. I'll be back.
Yeah,
We're planning that.
Yes. Yeah, we're planning that. We're having another meeting.
An amazing series of conferences, talks. You bring keynote speakers in. There's a roundtable discussion, audience questions, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, and we're planning that. And
our next meeting is January 22nd.
January 22nd.
Where do you meet?
We don't have a steadfast place yet.
Okay.
This month we're meeting at the Algonquin downstairs in their new bar because they've offered it to us.
Nice.
Yeah, they've offered it to us. So we're going to meet there.
Facebook page?
Save Our Young Adults.
Save Our Young Adults.
It's on Facebook. Plus, there's also going to be there's a website that just got developed.
It's being developed. Is it running yet, or
it just got up?
We just have to post. We just have to post it.
Like
this all takes money too.
Well,
everything takes money.
Everything takes money. And we're going to try and raise some money to incorporate and whatnot. But once we are incorporated in a nonprofit, we're really going to get out there and start making
so this
money.
is a grassroots organization. Oh, I see you have your naloxone kits here.
Yeah.
Yes.
These are available where?
At your local pharmacy. These should be part of everybody's first aid kit. Takes 2 seconds to save a life. You don't even need an OHIP card. Just go in, ask them for a kit.
They'll teach you how to administer.
Right, and nasal is great if the person is still breathing. Very, very clear on that. This is a little bit scarier, but you can actually fill up the syringe and put it right through the clothing.
Right through clothing.
This is a lifesaver.
They will train you to use this.
Right, and while you're calling 911 and waiting for a response,
you're doing this. You have to call 911.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to call 911, and please remember the Good Samaritan law. Doesn't matter if you call and the drugs are all over the table; they cannot arrest you. Be there to save a life. Call 911. Let's get these kits out there and save a life.
And naloxone will not hurt anyone.
I took it myself, and I don't use drugs.
It's not overdosing.
All right,
it's safe.
Ladies, come back again. This wasn't enough time. We need to come back and talk more about SOYA.
We will.
And about who we need to, the campaigns that we need to do locally, because it really is a local initiative at this point. I mean, it starts here.
It's a crisis in this town.
It is. All right.
Yeah.
Connie, always nice to see
you. Mama Bear.
Yes.
Donna, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Luann right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.